Hey everyone, I'm DC10 and in this video I'll be showing you how to build this TARDIS right here, which is the 11th Doctor's First TARDIS in vanilla Minecraft. So I've actually built this TARDIS before, however I never really supplied a proper video for it. All I did was a showcase and then sort of a tutorial of certain aspects of it. So I decided to completely rebuild it so that it's a lot more accurate and then I can provide a proper tutorial for you guys. So if you enjoy this video then please consider subscribing as it would really help me out. We are somehow getting closer to 2,000 subscribers, so your support would mean the world to me. And by the way, I'm also in a partnership with ConquerHost, a really competitively priced and very reliable server hosting company. There'll be a lot more info about them at the end of the video. Anyway, let's get started. So this is the TARDIS exterior that we will be building in this tutorial. It's very similar to my other exteriors, except the major differences are a redstone lamp for the light at the top and a snowball in an invisible item frame to represent the St. John Ambulance's sign. And then as you head on inside, this is the beautiful interior that we are going to be building in this tutorial. It has had some major remakes from the original design. So this was built with some massive help from Neark. I took a lot of inspiration from his build and he actually came on a server with me and we built this together. And I also got some inspiration from Plastic Straw's Doctor Who Experience in vanilla Minecraft map. So the link to both of those guys' channels will be in the description. Anyway, let's get started with the exterior. So to start with, for this exterior, we're going to dig 2 blocks down in the ground and then type the following command in chat. /give @s and then command block. Place this command block in this hole like this, and then in this command block you need to type the following command. TP and then @p and then the coordinates of where you want to build your interior. So I'm just going to put 3000 for the purposes of this tutorial. But in the middle here, what you need to do is type 1 block above where your floor is. So for me, that's going to be 38. So I'm going to pop 38 in there like that. Then just click done and cover it up with some blue concrete and a black stone pressure plate on top like that. Now we're going to place another block of blue concrete right in front of this pressure plate, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a horseshoe shape all around it like that. Continue this up by a further 3 layers, so 1, 2 and then 3 on top like that, and you should end up with something that looks like this. Next up, what we're going to do is place a redstone lamp right here with a redstone block on top of it and then 2 blue concrete to finish that off. Then we're going to punch 1, 2, 3, 4 holes like that, and we're going to place an iron bar in each of these. Then we're going to go to the top and place another redstone lamp, this time with some blue carpet on top. Next up, we're just going to place a dark oak door, and now we're going to need to do the signage. So first of all, you're going to need 12 dark oak signs, and come to the block above the left window and place one of them. Go to the second line down and all in capital letters type police. On the next one, still on the second line down, write the word public, and then on the third line, write the word cool, with the capitalization looking like that. Finally, right next to it like that, still on the second line, write box, all in capital letters like that. Dye all of these signs white and make them glow with a glow ink sac, and then copy this all the way around the rim of the TARDIS. Now, a really easy way to do this is by control middle clicking all of these signs if you're on PC and Java edition, that is, and then just copying them all the way around the build like this. Next up, we're going to need a birch sign, and you're going to come to the block below the left window this time and place it. On the first line, write police telephone like this. On the second line, write free, then for use of, and then public on the fourth line, down like that. Make it glow with a glow ink sac. Finally, to finish this exterior off, we're going to need to do another command. This time it's going to be /give and then @self, and then we're going to write item frame like that. Then you need to put one of these squiggly brackets, then EntityTag, make sure the capitalization is exactly the same, then a colon, another squiggly bracket, invisible, and then 1, and then 2 more squiggly brackets at the end. If you don't want to type this whole thing, I've left it in the description for you to copy and paste. Then place this item frame on the right hand side of the door with a snowball inside of it, and there we go. That is your TARDIS exterior complete, which means now we can move on to the interior. So our first steps for the interior are actually very similar to what we did for the exterior. So make sure you're standing on the exact block that you teleport to and you're facing in the right direction. Then do a full 180 degrees turn and mine this block right here, so the one next to where you're standing. Then you're going to fill this hole with another command block, and in this command block you're going to put TP at P, and then this time the coordinates of your exterior. So let me show you what I mean by this. If we head back to our exterior, what you need to do is go into the door like this and then stand on the same block as the door and write these coordinates down. So that's 2037 and then 1999 for me. Hit enter to put them in chat, stand on the pressure plate and then enter them into this command block right here. Once you've done that, press done, and then you're going to put a block of white concrete on top like that with a heavy weighted pressure plate on top like that. Next up, what you need to do is go behind this block of white concrete and place some black concrete. Then we're basically just sort of going to surround this. So you're going to put another 3 blocks in a pattern like that and then carry them up by a further 1 block like that. Then we're going to place a dark oak door on the front of this black concrete like that, so you should have something that looks like this. Then we're going to surround this entire thing with some white concrete and bring it up by a further 1 block. Now what we're going to do is punch out these 2 holes each side above the door and replace them with iron bars, and place some more black concrete behind like that, and an extra one on top like that. Coming back around, what we're now going to do is grab ourselves another 3 signs, and this bit can be a little bit fiddly. What we need to do is place our first sign right here, and on the second line write box backwards like that. Then we're going to do a very similar thing but with our public call, so do something like this. And then on the last sign, still on the second line, write police backwards like this. Dye all of these signs white and then make them glow. And then grab yourself 3 diorite blocks and place them on top of all of these signs like this. To finish this entrance off, we're going to do another command, and it's exactly the same as the one we did earlier for the invisible item frame. So it's in the description for you to copy and paste, but I'm just going to hit enter, place one on the right hand side of the door with a redstone lamp in it like that, and there we go. This is your entrance complete. It looks a little bit weird for now, but we're going to be changing that very, very quickly by surrounding it with some more blocks. So now that this entrance is done, we're going to be moving on to the entire rest of the TARDIS, and these are primarily the blocks we're going to be using, at least for now, while we construct the walls. Smooth red sandstone and then its slab and stair variant, redstone lamps with a power source of some kind to go with each one, and then some light grey concrete for a section around the back there. We're not going to be putting in the floor just yet. So to give you guys a bit of an idea of quite how large this TARDIS is, I figured the easiest thing to do to start off with would be to make a layout of the entire build first. Right, so we're going to start on the right side of the door and place 2 blocks of smooth red sandstone like that, and then another one behind it like that. Then we're going to come out by 1 block diagonally here, and then 3 blocks right here. Then we're going to be doing a row of 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 like this. Then we're going to do a block of 2 right here and a 1 right here. And then we're going to put a block of light grey concrete next to it like that. Sticking with our light grey concrete, come out like this and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Then 1, 2, 3 like this. Then we're going to leave the 3 block gap and resume right here by placing 2 blocks like that. Then we're going to come out by an extra 9 blocks this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 like that. Then we're going to go behind and place 3 blocks right here. Then come back out again and place 1. Then place another 2 right next to it. Another 1 here. Another 1. And then another 1. Then right here we're going to go 1, 2, 3 like that. And then 1, 2 behind it like that. Now we're going to go back to our smooth red sandstone. And we're going to place another block diagonally outwards here. With another block diagonally outwards right here. And a further 1, 2 blocks next to it like that. Then we're going to come out behind again and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks like that, and then 3 next to it right here. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, 1, 2 right here, and then we're going to place 1 block there like that. Then we're going to place a block of 2 right here with another block right here. Then 2 right here and another 2 behind it. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here. Then a 1 right here. Then we're going to continue to curve this back in. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. Then we're going to do 1, 2, 3 right here. 1, 2 here. and then another 1, 2 there, and you should be 1 block away from the entrance. So this is what your outline should now look like. Make sure all the measurements are correct. Pause the video if you need to, and then let's continue. So we're now just going to be adding a few stairs before we move on, just as a little bit of added decoration. So right here by the entrance, you're going to place 1 stair right there, then another stair right here with a slab next to it like that. Then we're going to come over to this side again, and we're going to place 1 stair right here, then a stair facing that way and another stair facing that way in that gap. Then we're going to do a similar thing over here, 1, 2 like that. Then 1 stair in the opposite direction, so facing this one once again, a stair facing outwards this time, then a stair right here. We're actually then going to put a block next to it like this, and another stair on this block here. So you should have something that looks like this. Behind it, we're going to place another stair right here facing outwards this time, then another one on this corner with 1 right next to it, so you create a shape that looks like this. Then we're going to have another stair on this gap, another stair right here facing outwards, another stair right here, and 1 opposite facing into it like that, and then finally 1 more stair facing outwards. So you should have something that looks like this, and there's nothing to add around this side, so don't worry about that. Right, so this next bit is one of the most complicated areas of this TARDIS we're going to be constructing, and that is this strange sort of roof section above the door that slowly curves upwards and uses a lot of the following combinations: smooth red sandstone and then its slab and stair variant, along with some redstone lamps, and obviously you'll need a power source for those. And there's just a lot of relatively random block placement in this, so what we're going to do is first of all build up the walls a little bit around here, then I'm just going to get placing, and what I recommend you do is maybe slow down the video a bit, pause it at bits to catch up, and then once we're done I'll pan back a little bit and I'll let you guys pause the video once again, make sure you've made no mistakes, and then we can move on. But yeah, first of all, like I said, we're going to be building up the walls a little bit. So come to your entrance right here, and we're going to start on the left hand side and place 1, 2, 3 blocks of smooth red sandstone like that. Then we're going to place a stair right here, a redstone lamp right here with a block of redstone behind it. Then next to this block of redstone, we're going to place a smooth red sandstone block, 2 more behind it like that. Then we're going to place another stair facing the opposite direction to the other one, so you have a shape that looks like this. Then we're going to place a smooth red sandstone block on top of the redstone lamp like that, a smooth red sandstone slab next to it, then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth red sandstone slabs like that, with a smooth red sandstone block next to these diorite blocks that we placed, another redstone lamp in this right corner next to the redstone lamp in an item frame that we did right here, and then that's obviously going to need a power source. Then place a block of smooth red sandstone right here with another one on top of it. Then turning our attention to these blocks, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then place another redstone lamp in this gap, obviously with a power source next to it like that. Then place another block of smooth red sandstone right here with a smooth red sandstone stair facing this direction next to it like that. And then what we're going to do is place 1, 2, 3 blocks of smooth red sandstone over here, another redstone lamp right here, then 2 more blocks of smooth red sandstone on top. Then we're going to place a slab right here, a block here, and then a slab right in front of it. So you end up with something which looks like this. The final bit of wall we need to do before we move on to this difficult top section is right here. So place 2 blocks of smooth red sandstone with a redstone lamp on the 3rd block, then another row of 2, so 1, 2 like that. Then place a stair on this block right here facing in that direction. Then we're going to need another block of smooth red sandstone diagonally across from this stair. Then we're going to need a stair on this block right here facing in this direction. Then we're going to place another redstone lamp on this block here, obviously with a power source behind it like we've been doing for all of these. A smooth red sandstone stair right here with a normal block next to the redstone lamp and another normal block on top. And now we're pretty much ready to get started. So we're going to come back over to this side and start right here. So we're going to place a block on top of the stair, a block here with a slab next to it, a block right here with another slab next to it like that. Then we're going to place a block right here with a redstone lamp next to it, and obviously it needs to be turned on. Then another block next to that redstone lamp. We're going to place a slab in front of it. Then we're going to place a row of 1, 2, 3 blocks right here with a slab on this block. And then we're going to place a normal block behind like that. And we're going to continue to curve this upwards. So once again, we're going to return to this side, then go up and across like that and place a block right here. Then we're going to place 1, 2 blocks like that, a slab right here. Then we're going to stick with our blocks for now and go 1, 2 right here, a block on top of this redstone lamp, then 2 more blocks diagonally like that. And then we're going to place a redstone lamp right here with a power source behind it and another block right there. Now we're going to turn to our slabs and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. Then over in this corner, we're going to place a stair on this block right here, facing the same direction as the other one. Then we're going to place a block on top of it with a redstone lamp next to it, and we're going to power that redstone lamp. Then we're going to place a stair in front of this block like this, with another block behind this stair, and then we're going to place a slab in this gap right here. Finally, we're going to place another slab right here on the top half of that block. So we're making really good progress. Next up, we're once again going to return to this side, just like we've done with all of these. And what we're going to do is place another block going diagonally upwards like that. This time with a redstone lamp on this block here, and make sure you power it. Then we're going to place a slab in the middle of these 2 blocks like that. And now we're basically going to be making a big row of diagonal blocks. So starting at the block next to this redstone lamp, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to go 8 next to this redstone lamp like that. A big block of diagonals. We're going to fill in these 2 gaps with some more blocks like that. Then over in this corner on the right hand side, we're going to place a block next to this redstone lamp, a top half slab next to it, another block right here, and then a slab on the top half of this block like that. And then we're going to place another slab top half once again on the right hand side of that block. So as we approach the top, we're now going to incorporate a few more of these stairs. But first of all, we're going to start off very similar to how we started the rest of these. We're going to place a block on top of this slab on the left this time, then with a slab in front of it like that, a block to the right of it, and then a stair in front of this block like that. Then we're going to place 1, 2, 3 blocks in an L shape, a stair facing this direction next to the right hand side of this L. Then we're going to put any block you want here, it's not visible, and place a stair facing the other way. Then we're going to place a block on top of this block, a stair facing that way this time. Then you're going to place a block right here with a slab in this corner. Then you're going to place another block on top of this block. Then we're going to place a block right here, 2 blocks next to that one, and then we're going to have a stair in this gap facing in that direction. Then a pillar of 2 blocks on top of this slab with a slab right there on the top half and a stair next to it like that. So we're now on the final 2-3 layers of this complicated section. So what we're going to do is place another block on top of this slab, a redstone lamp right next to it with a power source behind it, and a stair facing in that direction, directly next to that redstone lamp. Then we're going to place a block right next to this power source. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 in a diagonal line with a block on the right hand side of this one. Then we're going to place 1, 2, 3 top half slabs like that with another 3 slabs on top like that. And then we're going to place a stair facing backwards this time on this slab, a stair facing the opposite direction on this slab, and then just a slab on top of that one like this. Then we've just got a few more bits to finish off, so we're going to fill this gap with 2 blocks like that. Then we're going to place 1, 2 slabs right here, and then another one on top of this middle block. And then finally, we're just going to return over to this side and place a slab on top of this redstone lamp and a block on top of this block. And there we go. That is one of the most complicated bits of this TARDIS complete. The reason it's so difficult is just because there's a lot of random block placements. There's not really any way to describe it. But I hope you were able to get this to look exactly as I have it right here. And we're now going to be moving on to this section here. Right, so before we build up all the rest of the walls in this TARDIS, we're going to do this one, because this one is a little bit special as it houses the TARDIS monitor. So our first step is pretty simple. We're just going to make a line of smooth red sandstone blocks going all the way up to the stair. Do not place one on top of this stair. Then what we're going to do is place 1, 2, 3 coming from the right hand side with a stair on this block facing that way, an acacia trapdoor next to this stair, and then a stair facing into the other one like that. Then we're going to place 1, 2, 3 blocks going up the side like that. We're going to need another acacia trapdoor, this time close it onto the side of this block. Then we're going to need a stair right here. And you can basically see what we're doing. We're creating a bit of a circle here. So we're going to need another acacia trapdoor right here. Place 2 more red sandstone blocks here. then an acacia trapdoor on this gap, and finally another stair right here. On this side, we're going to place 2 blocks of red sandstone, then a redstone lamp right here, make sure it is powered, and then a block to fill that gap as well. So if you come behind this monitor, what we're going to do is first of all fill all of this space with grey stained glass. So you're just going to do a block of 9 glass like that, and then all around you can fill this with whatever you want. However, something I think is really nice is sort of mixing between black wool, black concrete, and then some sculk blocks in there as well. I think that creates a really, really cool looking effect. So obviously this is just down to your opinion, but I think this creates a really cool looking monitor. Then all we need to do is finish this wall off. So we're going to place another row of smooth red sandstone going all the way along the top like that. Then we're going to place 1, 2, 3 blocks right here. 1, 2, 1, and then it's very important you need to place an extra block in this gap here, as it will actually be visible in the final product. So the next step for this TARDIS is pretty simple. We're going to be constructing a large portion of the walls. However, we're going to be leaving out some key bits. So we're going to basically carry all of this red sandstone 7 blocks up, and in doing so you're going to mix in some redstone lamps as well. So you're going to do exactly like this. So I'm going to put a redstone lamp right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks up like that. And yeah, we're basically just going to go around our outline up to 7 blocks tall. So a couple of key things: we're going to leave out this block and this stair. They're a little bit special. We'll get to them in just a second. We're going to leave out this entire grey section. That is not needed at all. And then we're also going to leave out any bits like this. So you're not going to carry these up or anything. You're just going to leave this as is and just start from here and carry this up by 7 blocks. So do that for all of this section up until the grey, and then all of this section as well, apart from those 2 blocks. Right, so your TARDIS should now look something like this. Obviously it's not going to be exactly the same because my redstone lamp placement will be different to yours, but it should all be at the same level height of 8 blocks total, including the initial row of blocks we did for the outline. And you should have a gap here, nothing on any of these grey blocks, and also nothing on these 2 blocks, which is what we're going to be tackling next. So what we're going to do is place a block of smooth red sandstone on both of these, the stair included. Then we're going to place a stair facing in that direction and a block right here. Then we're going to have to place a stair facing the other direction, so into it, which can be a little bit complicated to do, but I'd recommend doing something like what I just did with another block next to it. 2 blocks on top right here, except this time we're going to have a slab extending on the top half of that diagonally across. Then 3 blocks across here with another slab extending out like that. And then over here we're going to have another block on top like this, a stair facing against the wall like that, another stair in this gap here, and then 2 blocks on top of both of these stairs. Then to finish this off, what we're going to do is come around to this side, and we're going to grab ourselves some stairs and some blocks. So we're going to miss a gap right here, then place a stair facing like that with a block on top of it, then a stair facing the other way with another block on top of it. Then we're going to leave this gap and place 2 more blocks to fill those 2 gaps like that. Now this looks very, very weird for the time being, but trust me, trust the process, it'll all work itself out eventually when we start adding a little bit more to this section over here. So just before we move on to some other details in this TARDIS, I thought we'd go over to this grey concrete section and finish this off, at least to a point where we've got a fully enclosed TARDIS. We can't do the full section of wall over here until we've got some other bits in place, but it's still nice to build it up for now. So what you're first of all going to do is come over to this side and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with your smooth red sandstone. If you want, you can place some redstone lamps here and obviously power them. I'm going to place one at the bottom right here, but really it's up to you. Now we're going to need our light grey concrete, and we're going to be creating a block of 8 right here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like that, with an extra block there in line with this smooth red sandstone. Then what we're going to do is right next to it on top of this block, we're going to go 1 like that, and then go back by further 2 blocks, and then carry this up so it's in line with the rest of this. So 1, 2, 3 blocks like that. Then over here what we're going to do is just create a tower of 1 right here. Now what we're going to do is place a block in this gap right here. Then diagonally across from this tower of 4, we're going to go up 2 blocks, leave a gap right here, and then place a block on the side of this tower right here. Then right next to it, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 in a square shape like that. Then carry this up by a further 2 blocks like that, but leave this where it is. Then we're going to place another block on the left like this. So you should end up with something that looks like this, basically a gap right here. And you're going to fill this place with an oak plank. Apologies, I didn't mention that we'd need this block earlier. So now you're going to place another oak plank right here. Then we're going to place a tower of 3 blocks right next to it like that, with a grey concrete behind like this, and another grey concrete behind here as well. Then we're going to be creating a row of 5 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going all the way across like that. Then carry this up 1, 2, 3 like that, so it's in line with the block we just placed over here. Then over on this side, we're going to place 1, 2, 3 blocks with a block behind it like that. Right, now very simply, we're going to create a row of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, going all the way up to the corner right here. And you're going to carry this up until it's in line with the rest of what we've been doing. So until it's up to this height like that. Still with our light grey concrete, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 right here with 2 blocks in front of it. And then we're actually going to come behind and destroy these 2 blocks that we placed earlier and replace them with chiseled stone bricks. You're then going to go up by a further 2 blocks on both sides with normal stone bricks, then place 2 stone brick stairs facing into each other like that, with another stone brick on top like that, creating an archway. We're then going to fill this gap with black concrete, although this is actually a corridor entrance. So if you want to, and if you're creating corridors for this TARDIS, you can extend that back as far as you like and put anything behind here, really. So we're going to return to our light grey concrete for this final section and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, with a 7th block up there. And then we're going to create a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 behind it as well, like this. We're going to create a tower of 3 right here with a block behind it. And then we're going to basically fill all of this space in with our light grey concrete, including this extra tower at the end here. So now we're going to switch over to our grey concrete, and we're going to come behind all of the stuff we've just built and effectively just outline all the way around 1 block behind. So you should not be covering any of the light grey concrete blocks at all, not a single one. You're basically just going to follow the pattern that we've created, going all the way around, including all of these bits and everything. Keep going all the way around until you get to the end, and you should end up with something that looks like this. There is only one exception to this rule, and that's that we're going to place an extra block right here. And then our final step, at least for now, of this section is to texture as much of this light grey concrete as you want with glow lichen. This is entirely optional, but I just think it's a nice added detail. There we go. This is what I've chosen to go for. You can also put some on top as well, but yeah, you can do anything you want, really. Right, so our next step for this build is to construct the floor, and for this we're mainly going to be using grey concrete. However, before we basically cover this entire thing in grey concrete, there's a couple of details we need to add. So come to this slab right here on the left hand side of your entrance and count 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks outwards, and on this 4th block place a polished andesite. Then place 2 diagonally next to it like this, and this is effectively marking where we're going to start a staircase which will lead up to our main console platform. Then we're going to grab some grey concrete and count 1, 2 blocks behind this leftmost polished andesite and place a block. So now what we're going to do is basically create an outline of an area we're actually going to mine out, so it's going to be a bit lower than the floor at the moment. And the reason we're doing this now is because once we've done that, we can cover everything else in grey concrete. So come to this block, make sure you're facing the entrance, and then go to this block right here and go 1, 2, 3, 4 in a straight line like that. Then we're going to do a similar thing 1 block behind and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks in a straight line like that. Then we're going to go 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. What we're going to do next is on the left of this line of 3, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 diagonally, and then we're going to create a line of 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way up to here. And then right here, coming off of this block in this direction, place a line of 22 grey concrete blocks. Once you've done that, you should be 2 blocks away from this weird section we created earlier, and then you're going to come in front and place 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks coming off of this corner. Then you're going to do the same thing 1 block behind like this, and the same thing again another block behind. So you should have 3 rows of 4 right here. And then to finish this off, we're just going to fill this gap with 2 diagonal blocks of grey concrete. So now what you're going to do is fill all of the rest of this space in with our grey concrete. So once you've done that, you should end up with something that looks like this. And next, as you might have expected, we're going to be tackling this strange bit in the middle. And our first step in this process is to basically just lower all of this by 2 blocks. So in this entire area, just dig out 2 blocks down like this. So once you've done that, you're going to grab yourself some regular sandstone, and we're basically going to be filling a lot of this in. However, we're going to leave a decent portion of this side. To be exact, what you need to do is come to this middle row of 4 on the left hand side over here, create a line of sandstone blocks going from one side all the way over to the other. We're then just going to place 1 block right here on this side, and then the same thing on the other side, and then fill all of this side in with sandstone. Once you've done that, you're going to need the following blocks: 1 smooth sandstone stair, and then some sandstone stairs, smooth sandstone slabs, and then our grey concrete once again. So come to this corner, and we're going to place our only smooth sandstone stair right here, facing in that direction exactly like that. Then on this block, we're going to place a sandstone stair, and then we're basically going to alternate between a line of 3 smooth sandstone slabs and a stair. So 1, 2, 3, and then a stair. 1, 2, 3, stair. 1, 2, 3, stair. 1, 2, 3, stair. 1, 2, 3, and then a stair to finish it off at the end here. So you should have something that looks like this. Now, we're not going to be doing anything else with this section, because that will come in part 2 of the tutorial when we build up these 2 like curvy things on either side. I'm not really sure what to call them, but yeah, that will come in part 2. For now, what we're going to do is go all the way around the visible line of quartz right here, ignoring all of this back section like I just said, and we're going to line it with grey concrete instead. So you're going to break all of these blocks that are visible, go all the way around until you get to this block right here. So once that's completed, you're going to add deep slate tiles and deep slate tile slabs to the collection of blocks that's needed, and come to the very middle slab of this middle line of 3 slabs right here, and miss a block and then destroy this block. Then destroy 2 blocks next to it like that, and then we're basically going to create a bit of an off-centered circle. So we're going to break this block, and then 1, 2, 3, this block 1, 2, 3, this block 1, 2, 3, and then this block, and then destroy these blocks in the middle as well. Now destroy all of these quartz blocks as well, and then once you've done that, replace them with your deep slate tiles just like this, so you end up with something which looks like that. Now, before we construct what's going to be going here, which is the bottom of our time rotor, while we've got the deep slate tile slabs in our inventory, we may as well do a bonus step, which is basically to go around and destroy any of these blocks that you want and create sort of mini squares and circles. So what I mean by this is basically just holes in the ground. So you could do some which are like this, for example, where you've got a bit of a circle shape like this. You could have some which are just squares, a little bit like this, and then fill all of them in with deep slate tile slabs. And if you do any which are right next to the wall, obviously make sure to fill these gaps with grey concrete as well. And basically just do this all the way round. So there we go, this is what I've chosen to go for. Just make them as random as you can, basically, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Right, so like I just mentioned, now we're going to be creating the base of our time rotor right here, and you're going to need the following blocks for this. So first of all, come right in the middle and place a polished deep slate block right here, with 4 polished deep slate stairs surrounding it. Then place 3 blocks of lime-stained glass in a tower like that right in the middle, and surround this with end rods also going up on top of the stairs that we just placed, so that you end up with something that looks like this. Next up, place another block of polished deep slate on top of this lime-stained glass tower, then place 4 more polished deep slate stairs mirroring the other ones, and then surround this with 4 polished deep slate slabs on the top half of the blocks like this. Now grab our end rods once again, and on all 4 sides on the stairs, that is, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks outwards like that, and basically just repeat this on all 4 sides. So now we're going to be creating our main console platform right here. However, we're not going to be decorating it, which means we're not going to be building the console or anything, and we're not going to be constructing any of the corridors that come off of it. That will be in the next part of the tutorial. So you're going to need the following blocks for this. And first of all, come over to where we laid down these 3 polished andesite blocks and place 2 polished andesite stairs right here. Then behind it, you're basically going to place 3 slabs in the same pattern right here. However, this can be a little bit fiddly, as they need to be slabs, not whole blocks. So you need to do something a little bit like this to get the effect we're going for. Then we're going to mirror this bit once again, going up like that. Then we're going to mirror the row of 3 once again, so you end up with something that looks like this. Then we're going to do a 2 once again, and to finish this staircase off, what we're going to do is place another row of 3 right the way up here. I did that in a bit of a weird way, but there we go, I got there in the end. Now grab yourself some polished andesite blocks and come to this middle block, and we're going to come out diagonally 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3 like that. And you should just about be touching this deep slate. We are now going to surround this deep slate with our polished andesite blocks. So we're going to leave this central section as that's where the console is going to be, and then we're basically going to mirror this section in all 4 corners. So place 1, 2 diagonal polished andesite blocks, and then a top half polished andesite slab in that direction, and then on this corner and that corner as well. Next up, grab yourself some polished andesite once again, and we're basically going to go to the central block right here and go out 1, 2, 3, 4 to the end of these end rods, and then place 2 blocks either side in the on the second block down to make a bit of a cross shape like this. Mirror this on all 4 sides. And now we should end up with this sort of web looking shape, and to finish this all off, what we're going to do is grab ourselves some polished andesite slabs and basically surround all of this. So come to the right hand side, go out diagonally by 1 block, then go across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks like that. Fill in this gap on this side and then the same gap on the other side, and then basically just repeat this. So go all the way around, and once you've completed it, you should end up with an octagon shape. So once you've done that, you should end up with an octagon which is 3 across on all of the diagonal sides and then 7 across on all of the middle sections. So to finish this off, we're basically going to be placing 8 polished andesite blocks, and they need to be on these 2 sections. So 1, 2 like that on all 4 sides. And then once you've done that, go ahead and fill in all the gaps you're left with grey stained glass. Right, so once you've done that, we're going to go around, and right here where the end rod meets the end of this platform, we're basically going to destroy this slab and replace it with a full block. So do that on all 4 of the sides, and then once you've done that, you're going to place a birch button on all of these 4 blocks, and then finally a lever pointing into the end rods on all 4 of these sides as well. So the final main section we're going to do in this part of the tutorial is just a little staircase down here leading up to the main platform. There are 2 more staircases that come off of this main platform, but we're going to tackle them in the next part of the tutorial, purely because it makes more sense to do it then. So come underneath the platform we just built and come to this section on the right hand side over here. So come to this first block on the diagonal and place a polished andesite slab right here with another one next to it. Then create an L shape right here with slabs, and then create another L shape right behind it like this, so that it sort of curves around in this direction. Make sure all of these are just slabs, make sure you're not making any full blocks. Then we're going to place 2 blocks on the side of this L shape, so 1 here and then 1 right here as well. Then we're going to place 2 slabs at the top of this L shape, continuing the staircase up like this. And then we're going to place another 2 blocks on top of these ones, once again continuing this curve up to the left hand side. Then we're going to place an extra block here to turn this into a mini L shape. Then we're going to come out by 1 block here and place 3 slabs in a row right here. So you end up with something like this on the right hand side. We're then going to place another 3 slabs right here, creating a much bigger L shape. Then we're going to place a slab right here on the end and another slab right here, 1 block across from it, with another slab in the middle but 1 block up like this. We're then going to place 2 blocks to the right of it to turn it into an L shape. And then on this right hand side, we're going to place a slab but 1 block up this time. Continue this by 2 blocks this way and then 1 block to the right. So you have something which looks like this. Then we're going to add an extra slab on the right hand side of this new shape that we've created, and then we're going to place another 2 blocks right here, and then we're going to place a full polished andesite block right here. We're going to place another 1, 2, 3 polished andesite blocks in a row with 2 more right here, and then we're just going to put a slab in this gap right here. And then if you come underneath, what we're going to need to do is turn all of these slabs into full blocks. So we're actually going to start over on the right hand side of this lever and turn this one into a full block, then 1, 2, 3 right there, and then 1, 2, 3 diagonally like that. And now our final step for this part of the tutorial is to add some railings to all of this, and we're going to be making these out of grey stained glass. So first of all, come over to the initial staircase we constructed, place 2 on either side like this, another 2 right here, another 2 right here, and then 2 more here. And then we're basically going to go all the way around the outside like this. Now make sure you obviously stop on this block because we don't want to go over the staircase that we just made. And if you want to, you can place some railings on this staircase too, although it can be a bit fiddly as there's very few blocks that you can actually place these glass blocks on without them just floating like that. So this is what I've chosen to go for. 2 right here, a few dotted here, 3 in a line right here, a strange little L shape, and then 2 more down there. Although really this is entirely optional because some people can say it looks a little bit messy. Then what we're going to do is continue over here, go all the way along with our glass. Please note that some of this will be broken for the 2 new staircases in the future, and then just connect it up to the other one we placed, and that is our railing complete. And there we go, that is us done for this first part of the 11th Doctor's TARDIS tutorial. I really hope you've enjoyed it. We've made some really good progress, and there's a lot more to come in part 2, which I hope to have for you guys in a week's time. Obviously, if you're watching this in the future, hopefully both parts will be out, in which case you can just click on the end screen at the end of the video to watch it. However, wait, we're not quite done with this video yet. So at the beginning of the video, I mentioned I collaborated with Neark to build this TARDIS, and that we also went on a server together and designed this TARDIS pretty much from scratch. So that was a ConquerHost server, and I have to say a massive shout out to the ConquerHost guys. I desperately needed a server for this project, and they managed to get one for me really quickly, and we had absolutely no issues with it at all. So in case you didn't know, ConquerHost are a server hosting company for both Java and Bedrock Edition, and I've actually got a partnership with them. So once you've clicked the link in the description to go to the ConquerHost website, it's really easy to make an account. All you need to do is click the big Get Started button in the middle of the screen, then simply navigate over to the servers icon on the left hand side and just press the Create Server button. It will take you through all the stuff you need, such as the multitude of different plans available, ranging from small cheap servers to just play with your friends, or really big servers if you want to do something like an event. And also, if you'd like a discount on any of your servers that you're creating, then simply head over to the support ticket section and create a support ticket saying that you came from a DT10 video, and they will give you a discount. It's as simple as that. So yeah, all the links are in the description, and I'd really recommend checking them out. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like or comment, and if you'd like to see part 2 of this tutorial, then make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss it. Anyway, I've been DT10, and I will see you in the next video.